Well, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and our followers, this is how you get to know that the program, the bottom line, Liberia is on. And tonight, I am with my co-host, Paul Chupley, and Paul is in the UK. Now, I always like to talk about the weather, because Paul, I think the weather has something to do with we the people that live in Europe, especially when it comes to the winter time. The weather can work on us some kind of way. So that's why I always like to start the program by asking you, how is the weather on your side? Because the weather team, without it, I don't know how we can manage it. So how have you been faring today? How is the weather?
First of all, I would like to say good evening to you and to the listeners. Uh, it's good. It's good to be back here.
Hmm.
The weather is good in England. Usually, to have a conversation with someone, the topic always starts with the weather. The
Hmm.
weather is the key in every conversation because if you're meeting someone for the first time, you want to have a discussion. You always start with the weather. It been good. Spring is just around the corner. We had a little sunshine today,
Hmm.
and some people were in their t-shirts. And
Wow.
then tomorrow, we know that it's going to rain. So back to the typical English weather. And how is Norway? How's the
Yeah.
weather over there?
And today the weather was great. By the way, after work this afternoon, I went to the next city um, from here, which is roughly 2 hours. Yeah, roughly. If you follow all the traffic rule, it's 2 hours. But if we want to do our own little thing, because the guys don't stay everywhere, so now we call it down to 1.5 hours or 1 hour
Right.
45 minutes. So I went there today with the family, and the weather was great, and we had a great time. Uh, it was +4 today, so and then as you drive along the road, and you see the snow is melting, and you can see the side of the road, the oil on the side. And then we start to get home, and then yeah. So the weather is getting good, and I think then the Europeans, especially those of us that live in the deep winter era, we start to gain life, because some people stay indoor the entire winter, they can't go out. So we are getting good. But tonight, Paul will be discussing an array of issues, and the first thing will let's just tell the viewers that we do not have that particular restriction on issues today that we'll be discussing. As we discuss, things will be coming up and we'll be discussing them. But firstly, there is this rumor that has been going about in recent time, especially over the weekend. It was at its height. The ELDC had it that Mr. Kwame is rolling all on the ground. He's on his knees and begging GMP to go as vice president. and I was like, so politics is strange, huh? So, but Paul, I don't know if you heard anything like that, where Mr. Cummings is on his knees and begging GMB now to go as vice president.
Uh, Alifa, yes, the country called Liberia, the letter L in Liberia, in the spelling lies, it start with L. The country called Liberia, there are a lot of deception and lies they can spread like wildfire.
Hmm.
Remember, it was the same rumor from the start of the CPP that, oh, they member be number two to GMB. He won't be number two. While they never had any discussion. And they ran with that. They ran with it for many months, even a year, running with that story until it came to the court case. How on earth can you prosecute someone? You are the prime witness of the person that you prosecuted, then the person will be on his knee begging you. Does that make sense? It's the same propaganda they started with. So it's just a rumor, nothing else but complete lies.
Okay, because when I heard it, and of course, um, as usual, the mouthpiece for the Unity Party, uh, the sharp mob Chateau was like, it can never happen. We know, and I was when I was watching it, I was like, oh, I could see the innocence or the ignorance. He's innocent about things. He's ignorant, and I could see a rating, widely rating across his face. I mean that Mr. Cummings at this point in time would decide, okay, after having gone through all of what he's going through and still going through at the hands of colleagues from the CPP, that he would now go and say, okay, let me be. Oh, please allow me to be your vice president. That alone spells in capital letter the word desperation. And I know, and I was under that live, and I kept posting. I said, Mr. Cummings is far beyond what you guys are thinking. He can't come down to that lowest low. He will never. Okay, I don't read Mr. Cummings' mind, but I think I look at situations. Let me tell you, if somebody tells you that, you know, I can drink the whole Atlantic Ocean, I know you can't do it. I mean, you just can't do it. So even if I can read your mind or I can read the future, I know that you can do it. But um, it's good that people are thinking that they can still make. I mean, that alone tells me that they can still make business with Mr. Cummings. That they still think about the Cummings who was supposed to be the finger, the Cummings who's supposed to be, the bad man that has to go to jail. So they can still think about him in doing that. But we lay that to rest because I don't think from the time I listened to that crap, I knew that it didn't have substance and it wasn't worth wasting time on. Then we move on to another thing. Uh, you brought a snow issue on the last show we had, and when we discussed, I think we reached a consensus that we will wait until probably the ECOWAS Parliament can reply to the letter from the Liberian House of Legislature, especially from the lower house. So, have you heard anything since our last discussion on Friday?
No, that story has just been dead and buried from the get-go. You see, I think what the lower house, some member parliamentarian from the lower house were trying to embarrass Snow. And so because he now started measuring arms with some top names. So they just want to embarrass him. That's what it came with that letter. But
Yeah, but
in the ECOWAS Parliament,
mhm.
the people that serve there will have to be elected legislators for their country. Liberia sent 5 members,
3
and
from the lower house and 2 from the
other
upper house.
countries depends on the size of the population. They send more members. So Liberia population is small. They send 5. So the lower house before will have 3 representatives there. The upper house have 2, make it 5. But then the ECOWAS constitution say elected parliamentarian. They don't want to know whether you're in a lower house or upper house, but as long as you elected, and the letter comes from the president that this person is elected and not appointed, to that they accept you. So in the case with Snow, he is an elected person, legislator, and he moved from the lower house to the upper house. He stayed elected. So the letter they sending to ECOWAS, there's nothing say you must come from the lower house or upper house. As long as he elected and he get a tenure for 4 years, he will continue. That's the simplest explanation I can give on this.
Okay, that's great. So like we said it last time, this was an official communication done through a letter from our uh, members of parliament to the ECOWAS, parliament. So we'll wait. I know the ECOWAS parliament will not just take that letter and, and trash it in the dustbin. No, I think they'll have to reply to it,
Oh,
and
they
so
won't
we'll wait.
reply.
Yeah,
So
they
I
won't
don't.
reply.
I think it's just complete waste of time. So that's the whole thing about it. It's complete waste of time.
But like like you said, Snow was elected and he stayed elected. So let's wait and see how it's going to play out with them. And so we move to something important here. There's a letter circulating on the internet, and this letter is from the op-ed. Okay, and the letter, I have not read this letter in its totality. I mean, it's a long letter, not too long that we cannot read. But this letter comes from a very important source. It's in fact not a letter. It's um it's a press release as I see it now. But I don't know if you managed to glance through this release and what are some of the things that you gather from there? Or do you think we can read the entire release here?
I think it's 2 page release.
Mhm.
I think I just had a glance only, but it's damaging to the entire country, Liberia, where the country we
Mm.
come from, and for ambassador of another country as a sovereign nation to tell you and explain to you your wrongdoings. That's what the letter is all about. It's the letter, I think the content of that letter, what would Joseph Rabel say today
Mhm.
on his birthday, the
Mhm.
first president of Liberia, what would he say? And then letter goes to say, they talk about the bad governance. This
But
is the country.
I think Paul, let's
All
do
right,
ourselves justice to
yeah.
read part of
Go,
this
go,
letter.
go through. Go on, brother.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm reading it from my phone. We could actually share it on the screen, but it's going to take a lot of time,
Just
to
go. Just read what he.
yeah. So it says here, um, by the U.S. Ambassador to Liberia, Michael A. McCarthy. As we celebrate the life of a great Liberian born 213 years ago in the United States before immigrating to this land at 20 years old, I have been asking myself what Joseph Jenkins Roberts will say about Liberia today. And we're talking about this Liberia today.
Yep.
If J.J. Roberts was alive, our first president, who came with a vision of building a nation that will have the semblance or that will resemble America where he came from. And if he were living today and see what is happening, what would he have said? And this is somebody from America talking. This is a foreign person asking himself about our president. What would he have said if he were alive today? Let's continue. 60 years after the arrival of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, in Liberia, 19 years after the end of the civil crisis, and 7 years after the eradication of the Ebola of Ebola, the taxpayers of the United States contribute to this country over $110 million per year of foreign assistance. Can you imagine? $110 million?
That's a lot of money for all the
That's a lot of
taxpayers.
money. Okay.
Hmm?
Now, this includes over $79 million per year donated to the health sector. Just the health sector alone,
Yep.
$79 million. That's almost $100 million. Okay, because that's a three-quarter of a million, or a little over three-quarter of a million. Okay, now approximately $9 million is specifically for purchasing medications and commodities for the Liberian people, um, improving the Ministry of Health's effective distribution and warehousing of pharmaceuticals. Despite this extra support, we learn regularly about places like Kulahun in Lofa County and Sanikule in Nima County, where clinics and historical or hospitals must make to do without even the most basic drugs. Sorry, like I said, I'm reading from my phone, so the prints are very small. I have to enlarge them, so I'm not counting words. Do not say look at him counting words. I'm not. Okay, so we continue. I have to scroll from left to right because I have to maximize the writings. Troublingly, embassy investigations indicate that not only are some citizens diverting public medical resources and low-cost drugs for personal gains, but that babies, young children, and birthing mothers are dying needlessly as a result. Can you imagine, Paul, that the health sector alone
Yeah.
receives 79 million United States dollars? Okay, and specifically according to the report here, okay, out of that $79 million, they allocate $9 million just for small drugs, things that you can afford. Some they stay using penicillin like penicillin, things like fencing,
Paracetamol.
yeah,
Yeah.
paracetamol, and drips and simple things that anybody can walk in the store and buy here. Okay, but it is troubling, according to this release, that people convert these things to their private use. Okay, and as a result, children, babies, and pregnant women who are going to give birth die as a result. How cruel can that be? I mean, even if we talk about corruption, my friend, do you go that level? That, I mean, it's beyond my understanding. But let's read further. And they say, what would J.J. Ramos have said or have to say about this?
That is a good question.
Uh-huh.
That is a good question.
Yeah, what do you think?
Because the thing is, look at it this way.
Hmm.
The group of Liberians that went, they had a vision of the kind of Liberia they wanted to see
Yeah.
to emulate the USA. They had a vision that if you go down in history, they were serving for only 4 terms. After J.J. Robert came somebody else. They were doing it for the kind of vision they have for Liberia. So if you cannot find simple things, the paracetamol in the hospital are being put there, somebody stole it and took it to their private clinic, that is corruption to the highest level.
Hmm.
Is that the kind
Okay.
of Liberia they envisions that they were going to have? That is a good question. You see, you muted.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. Um. Let's continue. I'm being.
Yeah, see, you might be having some sort of technical fault over there, but going back to the letter, it's a shame that Liberia have to go through this. How on earth another country will be telling you how bad is your system is, and people seems to be okay with that. So going deep into that letter, we'll find more things in it. Linfo, are you having technical problem over there?
Yeah. Yeah. I had some cable that was kind of like disconnected. Okay. Yeah. So sorry for the interruption. Yeah. So like you are trying to explain, play the role of J.J. Ramos, how he would have responded to the current situation in Liberia today. But
I guess JJ Ralph might be twisting a turning in his grave to say, Father, what have we
yeah,
done?
if I don't know, I don't know. I'm a Christian, but I don't know whether when people die, whether they actually stay exist, or I think they just go into transition and resting somewhere. You know, after all they had until maybe when judgment day can and then people will rise. But that's not the issue for tonight.
Yeah, but I say he might be twisting and turning, say, what on earth is going on in my beloved country? The kind of vision we have.
No, but
What's
you know what they
happening
say?
that,
You know what they say? They say the
no?
voice of man and the voice of God indirectly. Probably
Yeah,
that JJ Rabbo talking through this man.
it could be.
It could be.
Tell
Okay,
them.
but let's continue with the guy letter. I mean, or the release. It say, as a Peace Corps volunteer, I was blessed to live for 2 years in villages without electricity or running water in West Africa. First thing every morning, each household would take uh, advantage of the cool early morning daylight to sweep inside and outside and dispose of debris. Villagers then uh, coordinated with the local government to deliver waste daily to a designated landfall or landfill. Okay, now he just gave me his experience because he's been serving as Peace Corps. Okay, he said the state of cleanliness in the city of Monrovia, which is more developed and far wealthier than community, sadly does not compare. I mean, this one is disgracing that the mayor is comparing my tiny little village, the behavior of the people in my tiny little village, how they were so or how they are so accustomed. I'm just making comparison, right? Because he said the villages are even cleaner than the city, which is more wealthier. The people in the village they are poor. They can hardly walk in the store to even buy cutlass. They have to make that. They got a local blacksmith. They got to make their own cutlasses, okay, and
Right.
hoes and whatever. Now the mayor is making comparison here. He said in the morning he observed that the villagers will clean inside their house, around their houses. As you Paul, you all know they got some broom, the brooms are made from those stuff, right? They will clean their surrounding, and then in discussion with the local government official, there are certain areas where they will dispose of what their
That
wastes.
rubbish. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, but in the state of Monrovia, according to the mayor, where the people got more money, they got more facilities,
And
it
they
cannot
are
be compared.
educated. They
Yeah,
understand life.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's it. It cannot be compared to the village. This one is very disgracing. Okay, but let's go. Probably there will be a lot of things now. Say last month, I was surprised at the words of city uh, leadership on Monrovia Day. A senior official lamented that unlike his previous 3 years in office, no donor or external partner is funding the recurrent cost of solid waste collection and disposal, implying that he was abandoned by the international community. Is there a more basic local uh, government responsibility than the collection and proper disposal of garbage? Now,
Now hold on.
yeah,
You see what that say?
mm,
That you depending on foreign taxpayer money
right,
for you to carry all your function as a
hmm,
sovereign nation. You
right.
have no means of generating money of your own rubbish to dispose of your rubbish. You depending on foreign taxpayer money. If they don't give it to you, you don't do anything. What does
Hmm.
that tell us?
But look at the city police, all of the marketers. I don't know how it is now, but when I was in Liberia, they have this LMA, Liberia Marketing Association, I think. And then they used to have tickets that they issue to all the marketers. They collect that money. And it was city police executing the collection of that money in collaboration with the LMA. I think they got their own security too. So they used to collect that money. under the pretense that the money will go to the city corporation. And I remember they had city police. We used to call them something, man. They used to go around. Their office was at City Hall, I think so.
You're still
Yeah,
there.
yeah. They used to wear that grey. I still remember well. And they used to go because I've been out of library for a very long time. That's why I know I can't remember some more things. But they used to go around collecting Willow Market. I mean, from the table of people, they used to collect some money. Okay, so where the money that they collect? Where is the money being used? And besides that, the city corporation is it works under the government. Okay, now business people pay taxes in Monrovia, in where the city corporation has authority. Okay, and the city corporation, I believe, they also have money in the budget. So where does all that money go?
Corruption.
Hmm.
Corruption. And the thing is simple, Linford, is it comes like this. The people who held that position before were the city dirty back then compared to now. Is it lack of leadership or is incompetency? This is the question. So these people are telling us Liberians need to wake up. That's the reality. You have a group of people that don't know their right from their left, and they're leading you. They blame other taxpayer. If they don't have other country taxpayer money, they can't carry on their function.
Exactly why you said. Exactly why you said, Paul. It's here.
They appoint people that don't know left from right, and you expect the city to be clean? No. Now let's go back. That position was held by Mary Brewer, was held by Ophelia Tama, the other people. Under their stewardship was the city that dirty. So why is now they think all these guys are pointing at this pressing government now? You complaining. If we don't give you aid, you don't do anything. We give you aid, you eat the money, you take it, you don't do anything with it. We send money to the hospital, we buy drugs, you take it into your private clinic, you don't do anything. That's why they tell the Liberians to open their eyes. Simple.
Yeah. And here the release says, will Liberia's first president, referring to J.J. Rawls, okay?
Yeah.
Will Liberia's first president have imagined that 175 years after independence, foreigners should be held responsible for the removal of garbage in his capital city? I mean, this is so. I hope George Weah will read this release, because there is no other polite manner to disgrace a man more than this. Because actually, they are telling you that your city is dirty. Do something about it. You president, you government, I mean, but let me tell you, if it were like real men writing this thing, they would write it the wrong way. But the guy tried to polish it diplomatically, because this is from the embassy, right?
Go down into that letter. There's recommendation he made. Go down, because it's very interesting.
Yeah, like I said, I have not read. I have not read his letter.
The guy laid out the premise.
Okay.
We in other countries must get our taxpayer money to you to function. But you elect people, you get people in a house, you buy them $80,000 cars, you pay them $7,000, you feed them with everything. Stay. We gave you $110 million per month, per year. We gave you $9 million on hospital. The drug support that you take it to your private clinic. I mean, it's just shameful to be a Liberian. As that letter you read it, you embarrassed.
Okay. We go again. On February 25, we learned that a Rhode Island state representative, Nathan W. Beer, I think this guy should be from Nima County, should be Liberian guy. Nathan W. Beer Sr. is donating electronic voting equipment to the Liberian House. This is not the first of such equipment donated to help make Liberia's top legislative body more transparent to its citizens. That means there are people who have been making the kind of donations before. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go down. I have been reliably informed, not I, the writer of this document, that a previous e-voting, meaning electronic voting system, was installed in 2014 by the U.S. Taxpayers funded National Democratic Institute. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Never use it.
But was never used.
They never use it.
I mean, the fact that the guy stressed the word U.S. taxpayers funded items. So that means other people are taking the hard-earned money that they're supposed to use on themselves and giving it to us. But when they send it, it ends up in somebody's pocket.
Yeah. But that electronic voting machine, it was there purposely not for people not to cheat. But they decided not to use it. Why?
Because they want to cheat.
Exactly.
Good. You got people who have been at the voting pools for so many days, they tired, they fatigue already. So they know that people will not be too vigilant during the counting of the votes or the tallying. So they can do anything. Okay. In fact, the whole thing, you transporting ballot back from one county or from one precinct to another, anything can happen in between there. But
yeah,
we didn't reach to that part yet because I think the opposition, whether you all are in collaboration or not, you should be thinking about these things long ahead of time.
Before you go further, I would say, look, this present government so blessed. They don't have opposition. They are so blessed.
Really?
And what they are really blessed. They don't have opposition. I live in the UK here. Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. Let us slip. In no time, the opposition will pound on it. In Liberia, people being raped every day. The government does not say, oh, Jack. Opposition will come and give press statement. The place is sort of take your opportunity and run with it and make this government low bar. They sit back. That one said no opposition.
Okay.
They are too relaxed.
Okay. Yeah, he said for his part, he's quoting President Weah here. For his part, President Weah said during his December 10th Summit for Democracy speech, then he gave the link down there. He quote, over the next, President Weah talking on the guy quoting President Weah, over the next year, we intend to introduce a legislative transparency by making all votes public so that constituents can hold their lawmakers accountable for their actions, which is a fundamental element of any healthy democracy, unquote. I hope the legislature embraces this latest opportunity to increase citizens' awareness of the actions of their elected officials. So the guy President, we are on record already for making that statement on December 10th that there will be transparency at the level of the legislature during elections so that they can be transparent or accountable to their electorates. So, President Weah, if you do know anything or if you can't remember anything, remember this one. They got you on record for saying that. So, the reason why they keep you on record or the reason why I remind you that you are on record for saying that, these are the same people will go to in terms of what, in fact, they are the people who always go to. We always go to them. Even as we're talking to them, I think we'll go to them.
The thing is, let me read. Then let's get to the nitty-gritty of the topic.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. Let me go further. And then the guy said, would J.J. Roberts have believed that in modern Liberia, a constitutional republic where all power is inherent in the people, legislators would purposely neglect to use a tool created to educate citizens on how their democratically elected representatives vote? You see, the guy is reminding the citizens right here when he put in quotation that the power is inherent in the people, in us. Yeah. We are the one who we are is.
Make the decision.
We are the one who Akara Gray, Bimoff, Akara Gray is. We are the one who make all these people. Okay, but with Paul, do you remember that I one time gave one parable here on the same platform that the elephant does not know its weight?
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, we are elephants. We the voters. We who can vote, but we don't know our own weight. No, let me tell you, your one single vote is powerful.
No. The thing is, I don't think they don't know their weight. We are cowardly kind of people in Liberia. Because when they say the powers inherent in you, you can call your lawmaker anytime. If you're not happy in your community and take it on him, you have the power to say, okay, you get a petition, say, we're going to remove this person. You will put you there, will not satisfy with you. You gave him warning. You, the employer, the legislature work for you. But in Liberia, it's the opposite. We work for them. We employ them, we become a servant to them. Instead of the other way around. For them to be the servant, the people become servant to them.
Servant to them.
You see? So that education that is lacking, simple civic, basic education, you put this man there for or term, 4 years, 6 years. He's a servant to you. He there to represent you. You're not supposed to serve him. And that's the Liberia. And those are the things that people we need to tell people. You can't call someone honorable when he's not honorable. Honorable man, honorable this, honorable woman. What make you honorable? And you're supposed to serve the people serving you. The whole situation is the other way around. In Russia, they call it urine dye. That's what the Russians say. And when they say that, it means a complete nonsense. The other way around, you were living in Zing's house. You begged me to put you in office. You got in office, less than 3 months, you built a mansion. You fancy. Now I will put you in office, I become servant to you. Only in Liberia this can happen. It's a shame. It is a shame. Yeah, you muted. It is a shame that we have to go through this in our beloved country. And when we advocate for change, people don't see it. They kind of take travel thing and all of the things. So we need special voter education to run with in that country. And that voter education needs to be told because the people don't know they are right. The power is inherent in them and they don't know that. Yeah. So as we go forward.
You know that Paul, you're right. And the people we do not exercise our right. We do not know what belongs to us. And so the people have read our minds. They know exactly who we are as Liberians. They know exactly what we are capable of doing.
Yeah.
And we do not do that. We do not do what we are capable of doing or what we're supposed to be doing, right? And that's why the man is reminding us, okay, and telling us that the power is inherent in the people. Article 1 of the Constitution tells us that. So this one is not a man saying no. It is the thing that we ourselves wrote down to empower us. That we the people, when we vote you are our servant. We are not your servant, but it's the other way around. That we allow them to make us their servant when they should be working for us. It's like, you know, your boss employ you. Then when every day you go in the morning to work, then you tell your boss to wait for you so that you can sit down. Or in fact, you decide what the boss will do. I mean, this is what we do in Liberia, and it beats my imagination that this man will be explaining our own children to us, something that we're supposed to do. That the man will be telling us See, I still don't understand how we think as Liberians. I mean, to the point where we neglect our own selves. We sit down and somebody from the other side. I mean, I
That's
hate to call
right.
it, yeah, I hate to call it man foreigner, but you know, somebody who we expect to be in our home as our guest knows more about what we're supposed to be doing. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That we know to do, and he reminding us. Okay, but I think we will continue. We'll move on with this letter. Somewhere we were somewhere, and I want us to go further down. Like Paul said, probably there are a lot of things in the letter that we have not yet
I
reached.
skip some of the thing and go for. There's a place in the letter where he talked about the thing like burial.
Mm-hmm.
It have to do with regional security and Liberia, the peace, based on all of the little things that is happening. There's a fear factors in what he trying to analyze. The premise he laying that Liberia State City on a time bomb.
Hmm.
It's kind of scary the way he lay it out. And he lived there. He's seen it.
Okay,
That
but
look.
there is a place. We got a video here that will be playing, and this video is about corruption. But there's a place there, this line where he talk about corruption, because I mean, this, Paul, to be frank, I need to take my own time to read this letter and dissect it, and and make my own bullet points where we can treat again on this show. So this release is not just for now. We're going to continue with it.
Oh yeah.
We can't exhaust it tonight, but
No.
there's a place where he talked about corruption, and like I said, we had a video on corruption that will be playing, and he said,
It just
it says here. Okay, I'll start from a point where he said, as these statements indicate, the U.S. government is sufficiently concerned about corruption in Liberia to sanction individuals. You see,
aha.
that the government is concerned about corruption in Liberia. So they know they are not saying alleged corruption. These people speak English. This man speaks English. He understands English. He is clear. Okay?
My man,
That,
but Linfo,
yeah.
is somebody telling you, say, we telling you that you corrupt? What does that mean? The first thing he started with say the people, the constitution say the power is inherent in you. He building the case for you to understand that your people you put in, they are so corrupt. You see what you see the communication that he laid out?
Yeah. No, he started. I mean, like I said, these people, they understand the process, they understand the protocol. They can disgrace you in a way that they will brush all around you and leave you standing naked.
Yeah.
So he says here that the US government is sufficiently, they say they are minimally, but it says sufficiently, enough proof that there is corruption in Liberia. Okay, and it says corruption leads to citizen frustration. But the man is telling Liberia people to do something. Yeah, he already told you, he reminded us that the power
is inherent in the people.
Yes.
You're supposed to be the employer. They're supposed to be the servant. So the English language is going. He laying it. They said we gave you 110 million every year. We gave 9 million for hospital. We gave this one for this one. People take that drugs that we put it in their own private clinic. Then he come back to say the city is dirty. The villages that he lived in when he was doing Peace Corps work, those villagers could wake up in the morning, clean their village. In the evening, they have place they go burn their own rubbish. The city where people live in, where supposed to be academia, rich place, is dirty. So they lay a promise. Then he go further to say, now I'm telling you, the power is in your hand. It's in your constitution. Number 1 say the people have the power. Now we go down. He tells you the people are corrupt. Today, he's not talking about yesterday. Where were Joseph, J.J. Robert about today?
And Paul, let's welcome Andre for Andre. Sorry that you just joining us.
No problem, my dear.
It's better late than never.
Single mother life is not
Yeah,
an easy thing.
we appreciate the effort. But we are discussing this press release from the U.S. Embassy.
Yes.
Specifically written by Ambassador McCarthy.
Yes, I love America. You know, I always tell you people I love that country. You know, when I used to support Donald Trump, it was not about an individual. It was because he was the president of these United States. I am a loyal ally of the United States. We who are born Liberians, we were raised and born to love America. And the reason why we were raised and born to love them is because of this. They never shied away from the truth. They would nail the stick right on the head. You know, American people, I don't say, oh, no man is perfect. But when you doing what is not right, no matter who you are, they would look in your face and tell you the truth. That's why make them the greatest country in planet Earth, on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because what made Liberia not great too? That America.
What made Liberia great? I beg you, man. Let's start this.
Oh, we're great in corruption. What do you mean by Liberia?
Oh yeah, we're great. Oh yeah, oh yes.
Oh, okay. No, I beg you, your lead Liberia. I beg you. Let's hear what the man say here. The man say what? The man say corruption leads to citizens get. I put in the Liberian way. Let me read a Liberian way. Say corruption leads to citizens.
So everybody can understand.
Corruption leads to citizens getting frustrated, and it now cause destabilization in countries around that region. You know what? The man referring to Guinea.
Yeah.
The man referring to other countries around us where their people have been corrupt, and what the people did, the citizens stood up and they were and changed their leadership because the power is in the hands of the leaders. I mean, the citizens, not in the hands of the leaders. You are only borrowing the power. So the man is reminding Liberians. Okay, let's go. Say it poses significant risks to peace and democracy. Corruption can make trouble. The what the man say here, corruption can make trouble to the peace and the democracy that we're fighting for. When the same people you elect to serve you, when they become your masters, they begin to take the thing that belong to you while you still continue to suffer, your life can change. You can get vexed. That's what the man say. You can get vexed and tell the people, give my power back. You can do anything. If they don't like it, let it resign. You can do it. Let me tell you. Just rally around. Go from certain district. Go and say to the capital building and say, look, this is our representative or our senator. We don't want you. We will stay until you resign. You see that man? That man who can wear the beak will be walking like that. It will be like wet chicken. It will look like wet chicken. Okay.
You see, Linford, some of us been around for a little while now. So at least we were kids when we saw the Red Riot. And we didn't understand what the Red Riot was. We're kids. We saw that. Well, it was corruption that led to the Red Riot.
Yeah.
We saw 1980 when the coup took place. Remember, we didn't know. We saw people rejoicing on the street. We took palm torches and things ran on the street.
We joined there.
We joined the celebration. It was good that native man came to power, blah, blah, blah. What happened? The native man came to power. It was corruption again that led to us going in the bush. This ambassador is reminding people.
Reminding Liberians.
You corrupt. The power is inherent in the hands of the people. And that means Liberia is sitting on a time bomb. If one group of people keep stealing, the other people will get dissatisfied.
Disenchanted.
They will now wait for their time. They start trouble. That's what this guy is telling us.
But America, I'm not cutting you off, Chair. America is very wise. They know everything. These are people who plan things before even a year to come, 4 or 5 years. They tell you this is this, that is that. The people foresee things. Liberians fail to learn from their past mistakes. They fail to learn from history. It's the same favoritism, nepotism, rampant corruption that had us go through 14 years of civil war and then another 3 or 4 years of civil war. Senseless. Innocent people were killed. The country was completely destroyed to zero.
Yeah.
And you still have this thing still going on. Even Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I have respect for her, but I must say the truth. She fought against this same corruption, this nepotism, favoritism. She stood up, she gave her life. She was ready to give her life for Liberia. But when she was made a president, she was given that chance to make a total change. She was the worst. This is so discouraging as a woman. And as somebody who had believed in her, could you imagine? I voted for Madam Sirleaf. I danced for her second round and jumped on the ship. I had no benefit from her government whatsoever. In fact, I was in the private sector. But I just believed that this woman had fought hard to bring Liberia where it is, that she was going to make a change. But she completely destroyed our country also, because she had her son who was making a decision. There were people molesting young girls. Before young girls could get scholarship, they would sexually molest them. Before young boys could be put in government position, or before they could get a scholarship to go, they would sodomize them. A whole lot of nasty thing went on. So, we are tired, and this is a clear message for the WIA government. WIA, it is over for you. It's time for you to step down and live peacefully if you know what I know. If you continue to persist and try to listen to those greedy folks that are around you, those greedy folks that are around you, and say you want to clinch to power, looking at your rampant corruption. The people are giving money, donors are giving money, you people are stealing it and not doing it. And the people live in the country, they have their representative in the country, they are seeing everything. The whole city is filthy. Where you have Jefferson Koji, he's there molesting young girls, he's there wearing Gucci all around, having expensive luxury apartment all around the place. All of your government officials, Samuel Tuer and Nathaniel McGill, they're having foreign accounts out of the country. They are selling up our resources. The American people are there. They are seeing everything. They have satellite everywhere. Americans, they know everything. They know every corn and places in our country.
Let me just come in. Paul will come in, but let me just come in to say something about what Andre is saying. You see, this HO thing about us and the international community, I do not understand it. That even until now, until today's day, 2022, okay, 2022, February 15, after 175 years, we still depending on America or international community. I mean, this thing, it contributes to our own laziness, because we do stand up for ourselves. Now the international community is telling us they are tired with us. They are tired with us. Probably
it's not about laziness.
Hold on. Probably we do know what we're supposed to do. This is why the mayor is reminding us. The mayor is telling us literally, we're tired with you. You know, it's like, Andre, I can't tell you how. You give me food to eat. Then tomorrow I come again, you give me food to eat. Every time you come in. And you know that I'm supposed to do something to get food to eat, right? But I don't do it. Every day I come into you. So one day you I mean, I don't care what happened, how good you are. You get even the God that created us. he said when you're doing something or he keep advising you or he telling you to stop, telling you to change, you stay doing it, one day he'll give up. So
Yeah.
people are giving up. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's why they're telling us now, no, listen, you are supposed to do this. This is what you're supposed to do. You can't wait for international community to come clean your house or clean your city for you. And when you receive money for that, okay, and you the voters, you know the voters, the people you put there, you know they're not doing well, but he's still putting the same people there. And this brings me to Paul, you continue, or Andrew, you continue, but this brings me to people who are there supporting the leg of JMB from Corrupt Unity Party, who will continue. In fact, that will be even worse than Ellen Johnson, because the reason is that he felt that, according to him, he was parked in the garage. He didn't do what he wanted to do. He didn't get enough money, because being a president, he would have gotten more money. So he must be president before he can die. That's it. He must be president at all costs, because he want
to get even with Madam Salif. They see stealing that Madam Salif and her children did. He want to come and do it too and steal, but it's never gonna happen. Because the international people are not gonna allow it to happen. They're tired. They're tired. You hear the statement that the ambassador made. He said the hard working money of the American people. That is to tell you that the American people are hard working. These are their taxpayers, hard working taxpayers' money that you people are using in lavishing.
It's like you got your children in the house. Your children in the house. You're all working hard to get something. There's somebody always coming to beg you. When you give a man money, he will go and damage it. Look, let me give you one short story there about myself. I had a friend like you, very good friend, childhood friend, until we grew up together. This friend, he used to have problems. One time he called me, he was sick. I sent him small thing. The next time he called me, he said, "Oh, my man, I can't get married." No, he was not sick. His mother was sick. I sent him small thing. Then he said, "I can't get married." The second time he called me, I sent some money for him. Okay. Then after it took a long time, you got married, everything. It took a long time. Then he called me again and said, "My man, they went by. The old man got well, and I got married. Thank you, my man, but they want your man. Now you saw your man, marry him. Now you say." So I draft small thing in the man account. I sent small thing Western Union. And guess what? The part that hurt me, Paul, the part that really hurt me is this country, Norway, we didn't have Western Union everywhere. In fact, from 2000, I came in the country, there was no Western Union. Until later on, the pressure was so much, foreigners started coming and the pressure was so much. So one guy established Western Union in the city. And I live 3 hours away from the city. People who sort of take flight, they used to take flight to come bring money to Western Union. So I will finish job, then I drive 3 hours to go and send money there. I drive 3 hours to come back, then I will sleep late and wake up early in the morning to go. So after I send the money to the guy three different times, the last money I sent, he said he was broke, so I sent him that small money. It will not be money, that $20. But then I think I sent the money like on Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Then Saturday evening, I was lying down around 10 o'clock. Yeah, the man called me. You know what he told me? Mr. was playing the background. We were in the disco. He said, "My man, yeah, man, that little thing sent for me. I brought 3 guys to the club, man." And I said, "You're gonna get a beer." I come in, let me talk to my man Europe. All my arm hurting, working hard like hell. Then the money I sent to the man, he used it. We go carry 3 guys to the club. You can't carry 3 guys to the club too. I think my house again. So the same thing happening to we in like America. They take that hard-earned money, taxpayer money that is supposed to use on themselves, improve the economy. They give it to us. There's somebody taking and putting a package, wearing Gucci, he moving around. And the people who are supposed to receive that money, they are suffering. That's what the people are telling us.
Yes. They are seeing it. They are seeing it. They are going into this. The people are sending people in these rural areas. Look at and one of the other things he made mention of was the health facilities within the rural areas, and it is beyond the word messy. You have no medication, you don't even have nothing. It's not even looking like a hospital in the rural areas. And these people are spending money. Money are being allocated. How can we say he's going to revive the healthcare sector of the country, and you take somebody like and Wilhelmina Jala and make her a health minister. My God. This woman who literally in her hospital, her private clinic, she killed innocent people for nothing, for making mistake. If it was the Western world, you make mistake and kill a patient, your license will be revoked, and you will have to bear the consequence of your action. But nothing. She's sitting down there doing nothing. Just imagine, when I was pregnant, I had two gynecologists. She was my gynecologist. Another person was my gynecologist. Could you imagine, at 21 weeks, that woman could not detect the child I was giving birth to? That is to show you her level of unprofessionalism and uneducated. I
Yeah.
don't know where she got her degree
I
from.
want to share something with you guys.
Uh-huh.
You see, our country, we get a lot of brilliant people in our country, yeah, and they usually sit back, and it's kind of it's really embarrassing, and it kind of hurtful when you see the country just going the way it's going.
I'm
It's not
telling
mean
you.
that Liberians are not capable of turning things around. I tell you, 1988, yeah, when I went to the USSR, the Kiev today that is the bombing. That's what I was telling. This Russian history teacher. So we were 12 in a class, because what they did, we have 200 students, but they divided into 12, 12, 12, 10, 12, like that. So we're introducing ourselves to the group, and the guy asked me, "Where you come from?" I said, "Liberia." The topic that they changed to Liberia. He said, "Liberia, US based Liberia, small country that have so much wealth, rich, but not capable of feeding themselves."
I'm
He said,
telling you.
like Russia, you see today, when we overthrew the royal, they used to call their royal the Tsar. When they overthrew the Tsar, the whole world put sanction on there for 70 years. And within that 70 years, they became superpower. Why is it Liberia that have so much wealth is dependent on the Western country for help? We have everything. And this is why they got telling the taxpayer money of the United States at some point will get fed up.
They're fed up. That's why they're putting it in our face.
Something.
Yeah, you know, let me give you another example. Somebody, I've said it over and over. Somebody coming to you every day for something. I mean, one day, man, you will know. I mean, it's like you push a man, we push the American, the international community. The next group that will come out will be the European, the EU countries. They will come out. You see, because we that live in Europe, we know that not all the EU countries are rich. The people, they got pressure on them. The rich countries in Europe are bearing the pressure from the poor countries in Europe, because they are the ones supporting them. And then at the same time, we in Africa, the people help us all the time. They dump their money on us, and then we can you imagine? It's frustrating. So the people, they tired. That's why they put it in your face. And
So
if we cannot teach, this is a precursor.
I'll add this on it. Ghana, a Ghanaian go out there to lobby for money. The taxpayer, the people don't hesitate to put big money because they seen the progress in Ghana. Liberia go ask for the same money. They say, okay, because of the poor people, we'll give you a small thing. Because that small thing that they sent to us, only 1% will go to the poor person.
Right.
The rest is going into somebody pocket, and then the building house, they fence their house, they become the king or the queen in our area. That's the Liberia. And these guys are fed up. How long can we keep giving your money? It's the question.
Okay. Some people want to call. Somebody is asking for the number. The number is on the screen now. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube. Right now, we are on YouTube. But the number is on the screen. If you're calling from anywhere in Europe, just dial +47. Even from Liberia, dial +47 99 450 882. I just pinned it on the screen.
And it's
if you're calling
WhatsApp
from
number.
that WhatsApp number, so don't worry. If you're calling from the US, you can dial 011. You can call the WhatsApp number from the US anyway. But if you're calling direct, you dial 011, not 001. 4799450 and we'll take your call. But I think we need to read few comments here. Like I said, we have a video that will be playing that talks about corruption. So it's so happened concomitantly that we have that video in our possession, and then we have this press release from the US Embassy. So let's look at a few comments here. The first comment we'd like to take, it says here that it says
you can put it on the screen so that we can see.
The flower charter flight, the flying charter flight. This is a country that is going to go big.
I'm telling you,
that is always knocking at other people to pop your please help or we die. What is that thing do? Yeah. I mean, this is frustrating. You know, the guys are so naive. The guys in the government, they're so naive.
Yeah.
Let me use Costa word because Costa said I want to abuse the word. They're so stupid. I mean, somebody who can make wrong decision. They are so stupid. You go beg somebody, they make you begging. They see me turn around and see you bluffing even more than him, dressing even more than him. You drink the luxurious thing, flying private jets on every trip. You know, building executive mansions all over the place in short term. You know, so people say, but wait, now what kind of people there? Your asshole, then your drink there. You know, let me tell you a story about goat. You know, goat was supposed to be jumping so high, but the reason why goat can only jump small, goat and his children, went to God. He said, God, we can once we can help out with jumping medicine. Because leopard they can jump, they can jump from tree down, but we can help small, we jump down. So we want jumping medicine. So God said, okay, you're king late evening, so you'll eat your sleep tomorrow morning. I'll see what to do. But you know, if you live in the interior, you know that the goat there can be jumping around it. You know, the interior people can build a hole and put a small thing around it. The goat can be claiming they be jumping. So morning, they that producer go ahead, children, and start jumping all making noise. So God open a window, he saw them and said, winner. And that people who came to me for jumping medicine, they can already jump, then they come to me for jumping medicine. So we're there, bro. Go carry the children, then God said, but my man, you can already jump. When I get your medicine, jumping medicine, now you'll be jumping from down in the sky, so you'll just go. Now I made God can jump today. So the same thing here with Liberian people. We're begging whole day, but that we don't want flying private jet. We don't want building the best of houses for ourselves and everything. So how these people will not be fed up with us? Let me go to the next comment. The next one, can you read it for us, Andre?
Yeah, they said we are promised to take 1 million Liberian. I think the person mean Liberian out of poverty each year. Liberia should be a middle class by now under we are.
Yes, because that was part of his promise, right?
Yeah.
After election,
his inaugural speech promise to the Liberian people.
Liberian people will not be spectators in their own country. They will take 1 million people out of poverty. So that they're carrying 1 million people into poverty. It's a reverse. Taking 1 million people into poverty. Because you know, why do I say that? We got a lot of poor people in the country now compared to the world. And this thing is not happening only on one front. You got economic problem, one, then we get security problem. You see, look at 4 auditors were killed just in 1 week time, 1 week space, so to say. Then beside that, mysterious killings all around the place.
The rape of innocent children.
Yeah, raping.
The rape of innocent children, no justice.
You see, so all these things happening at the same time. You see, so I mean, it's just no way that you can do a cover up. Okay, the next one that I read it says they are too good to fight to fight, my dear.
Most
Most of them, I
most
think.
of them want for others to work like a dump truck, and they will
Mhm.
come in after the hard and just steal. They
Yeah,
usually have no vested interest.
yeah, but that's it. And you know who the John Troyer is? The photos. The photo, the executive
Mhm.
mansion, Le Paul. Me, I grew up right around the executive mansion. When we were building the executive mansion, the story we heard from the old people was that the trucks used to bring the crushed rag, the cement bed, everything. But right after they finished building the executive mansion, they say no trauma pass there. So the same thing they do to the photos. They will come, they say,
Mhm.
come vote for us. By the time you vote for them, bam, they throw you away. You're not important anymore. You see? So um, if you wanted to call, you that wanted to call, we pin the number there. We can say after all of the message. I mean, or the comments. Read the next one, country.
Yeah, the next one is talking about your lawmakers are making more money than they are begging outside. So it's just the same thing you kept saying. They're
Yeah.
begging for money outside, but the people that they are begging for help are
Mhm.
not earning that amount of salaries that our lawmaker or government officials are earning. So
Yes.
this is very much irritating. It's
Can you imagine?
irritating. It's irritating the people outside because they to earn your living in the Western world, you have to work very hard to earn it. You don't just go and see money and pick it up. You work for it and you live the life you want to live. But you cannot have or government official or civil servant within the Western world. They are earning not compared to you who call yourself a poor Western country or a third world country.
Hmm.
That make no sense.
No.
So
And
it's time that Liberia, the Liberian people, because you are the ones that have the power. The power belongs to you. You are the ones that these criminals and these corrupt fools and greedy politicians come to and fool you people with beg or rice with little or nothing to buy the future of your children. Why they steal and destroy the entire country. Their children are living abroad. Let me give, for example, the so-called Finabono. Finabono her child is living abroad in America, and the rumors I'm hearing every time on Facebook, they said I get her mother sent the amount of 10,000 US dollars every week. Why you have a hospital in Liberia, the general hospital, the main hospital, JFK, is not up to standard. People are dying every day because of lack of drugs, because of the lack of a lot of things. Nurses are not being paid, doctors are not being paid. Because of that, they are not paying attention to these patients. And you have just one person is sending 10,000 US dollars every week to a little rat. A rat.
anyway, we
Uh,
let's respect
This is
fellow Liberians.
no, 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 no,
Uh,
no, no, no.
no,
This
no,
is
no, no,
not
no,
what
no, 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 no.
she.
Auntie, let's
She
no
is
matter
a
what happened.
government official. She is
Yeah,
a
but
government official.
yeah,
There's nothing about respect here.
no, the child to whom she sent the money is not a rat. That's a child, and the
A
child is
child, a
yeah,
child should know that what her mother is doing is
yeah,
not
but she's not
okay. We have
responsible.
people who are
If I
suffering.
went
We
out
have
and commit,
other
if I went
children.
out and commit
We have
crime,
innocent Liberian children who are being raped,
yes,
who are
we
being
agree,
molested, killed
But
every
what
day.
I'm
They
saying,
live in poverty while you living
yeah,
in luxury.
we agree.
It's
all right.
unfair.
It's our
Let me come
responsibility.
in. Let me come
Yeah.
in. Let
Hmm.
me come in. I see what the frustration and in that letter that the ambassador wrote
Yeah.
Hmm.
is exactly what lead to civil unrest. You see what the
Yes.
expression
Yes.
Andre what she say?
Because they
Yeah.
are
When
seeing
people
everything.
when people are given state power, like my own friend at Carlos Grade, I come from Do River. I used to toilet over the Do River. Today he claimed to be one of the richest Liberian bar. People gave him his state power, and that's the truth. They met from He from One Way area. And people who don't know One Way, people that live behind G.W. Gilson, that riverside, that's where he come from. And
Yeah,
that
the man come from down there. We know.
yeah, sorry for those who have in a mule. This man was fishing on a river using feces.
It's a catch buka.
Catch fish and sell. Today,
Yeah, today
he's going to be millionaire. So, and other people stay in that area say, but look at this guy. That's those sort of things bring savor on rice. You see? And that's the reality.
Yeah,
so
somebody's mistaken here. Somebody's mistaken here. In the last comment here, the person says she's not a child. She's
of course she's not a child.
No, but I think Andre is saying that Finda Bono.
I think it's Yasini who's saying she's not a child.
She's not a child. She's working for she's been employed by the government. Job
the daughter of Finda Bono?
Yes, she's working. She's been employed by the government. She's been paid while her mother still sent $10,000 to her. It's not the same thing. She's working within the embassy of Liberia. She's part of the government. They employ her. She does nothing. And then her mother sent $10,000 to her every week while she's also taking home the benefit and salary of a diplomat.
Okay,
that's the same. That is the same liver. That is the same reason I brought our 14 years of civil unrest. The nepotism, favoritism, corruption, the disenchantment of our people caused them to get on the street and riot till they didn't rest until they make sure that they vent their anger. And Liberian men, they say Liberian men don't like to talk. And I think I also have that kind of habit because I'm a Liberian girl. When somebody doing something to me, I keep it. I don't say anything. But when I keep it, when I cannot take it anymore, when I vent it out, it can be so destructive. That's how I am. And that's how Liberian people are. They will keep it.
So let your Liberian people now, the Americans are telling you that all the power that they put bluffing with, that you get it. So let them now go to the ballot box and prove their power there. You'll go now, you're saying you can keep things one day, you'll get there. 2023 coming, you'll go there now.
This is what I have problem with Linford because the people too, they're telling them you have the power.
Yes.
But the people too, they always make wrong decision.
Yeah, and because they don't know.
So what we need to do here is that voter education.
Voter education, sensitization.
And this is where we Liberians are saying we follow deceit and deception to the highest. And then the government runs radio station, including Spoon. Spoon that have the bigger platform is a government propaganda station. And that being fair, how you expect people that listen to those sort of radio stations to make an informed decision to vote for the kind of people they want to vote for? You see what we're heading? And this guy come on and pretend and behave that, we don't take side with people. We balance and fair. Never balance and fair. If Alexander Cummings does something, they pound on it. Joseph Boakai, they pound on it. But when we are who is a certain president cannot say anything, open your word to talk about a 2-year-old child that was raped. But they will pick on a minister that they don't like. So you see the deception in Liberians to the higher level. That is the problem. And how can these people make that kind of decision to say, look, enough is enough, we'll vote for the rightful pricing?
It's very simple. It's very simple. Yeah. Even though sometimes we say our people, including me, our people are not educated, most of them, or our people, they do not take decision. But one good thing about that, whether you are educated or you're not educated, or you know you're right or you don't know you're right, you can feel. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
All can feel.
I will tell you something.
The innocent people, they don't want feeling it. Yeah.
We can feel, right? We can feel, but in a way, we can feel, but then certain people have edge over us. And I gave you an example. This guy called Stephen Allen, he got a farm in Kakata, not far from when going towards going towards Wiala.
Yeah.
53 persons employed on our farm. And those 53 persons that employed there, they see him as God. Wherever he tells them who to vote for, that's the direction it goes. The same way with Snow in Bombing. He get people that are working on his farm. Although the people know things are wrong, but because those people that
they want to maintain their job.
So Liberia,
do you know what the cause is?
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
You know what causes that? Is poverty. And this is where the politicians in Liberia are very smart.
Yes.
They keep you down. Because
suppress the
when
people.
they improve your life, you will not be subject. You will not be subjects of their will. So they keep you down to the point where you look up to them
for everything.
And they dictate what you say. They decide what you do. Okay, but I think we need to. Time is going. We need to play this video that we got.
But before you play that video, I don't want to cut it off. This is the WIA government is purely wicked and evil. They were elected on the basis of change, but I think they never. It is clear now that they never came for change, but rather they were asking the Liberian people in another term for a chance to steal and live luxurious life. Yeah. So the thing is, they are so wicked. All along, they haven't been caring for the people. Look at the University of Liberia. How shameful it is. The whole university is going down the drain. You can't even paint the building of the university. Neither even chairs. The students are sitting and the whole place is leaking. And then now, because it is election time, he corrupt officials. They are all over, say they're giving scholarship here and there, left and right. This is pure evil. The Liberian people, they need to open their eyes. You guys need to open your eyes wide. Open a jelema why shining lady. Because when you make another mistake, the American people are trying to beat sense in your head, but you can't understand. I know the people use some juju or African sign on you that you can think again. Your brain have been turned into poo-poo. What happened? You can stand up for yourself, my people. How long can you allow somebody to continue to suppress you and your children? You need to have a good and safe drinking water, good hospital, a good education, electricity. Look at neighboring Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone also went through a war. Sierra Leone's war was even more deadly than ours. But here are they today. They have electricity in their country, even those in the rural areas. When you enter Sierra Leone from Liberia border, the entire place is paved and light. They got water running. Their infrastructure is still working because they decided to put the past behind and rebuild their nation. While Liberian people, the entire country that's also pledged and party. You will not leave the party business behind. The oldest independent country in Africa, you stay behind, you stay begging. You are rich under the soil. I work with a private sector during the Madam Salif government. See the amount of mining companies that was in Liberia. See the amount of resources, the amount of sample that was taken out of that country. And when you look at the amount of development that was coming in the country, nothing. The people just rake our country, carry all our mineral resources, enjoy themselves. Because why? We have so corrupt and greedy politicians. And you, Liberian people, you are the cause. You who vote these stupid people and these corrupt and evil, greedy, selfish, wicked people. Why can't you think for yourself?
I think they say the ear that will hear. The eyes that will see.
But we continue to beat it in your ear, Linford.
Yeah, the ear that will hear will hear.
You know, I will say something, Linford, before you come in. I will say something. When I was in Liberia, because I grew up in Jaratan, I live among Loma, Bani, Gisi, Mende. That's the people I grew up with. That's my people I know.
And many grew up people there too. I
know. Predominantly these are the people. But then somebody came to me and said, "Why are you supporting Mr. Cummings?" I said, "Because he's the best, and Liberians should see the thing that white people saw in him. We need to see what white people saw in him that they carry him. So we need to find out what they saw in him. There's something good about him. White people don't just carry somebody for nothing."
Yeah.
At the top. So what we do in Liberia, by fire, by force, will force him on y'all, because you don't want to hear. Y'all will be forced to hear the message he carrying, and that's what we're going to do. We have to force people to see logic, which they're not seeing. The other people on the other side, they're running with their propaganda, say, "Oh, Mr. Cummings, begging, boy, got to be vice president." What a nonsense.
Voila. That's the topic I wanted to get on today.
Give me the opportunity. I don't need a
we actually discussed it before you came.
I don't need a
God,
I don't need a dime. He gave me money, I will give it to charity. But what I'm here for, to straighten Liberia, that means your child will go to school free, your child will go to hospital free for simple thing and paracetamol is dying. If you cannot hear that, be silly enough to say, "Oh, they may be number two to somebody that don't have any message to deliver," we will force it by fire, by force on them. Come 2023, they like it, they don't like it, he will be forced.
But Chairman, where the news came from? Because the first thing when I heard
the United Party new propaganda.
The other disgrace of I don't want to talk, because America is my best country. I don't want to talk bad about their Marine, but the other Marine is a disgrace to the U.S. Marine. My uncle worked with the U.S. Marine for 30 years. My grandfather worked at the U.S. Embassy for 20 years, and my uncle worked with the U.S. government for all his life until he died. So I have a whole lot of respect for these people. But this guy is a disgrace. I think he needs to get out of Facebook. I don't know what his problem. Because when you serve as a U.S. Marine, that respect, even in their country, I love the way how they respect their veterans.
No, but Andre, what happened here, you get people who don't love Liberia. They just don't love Liberia. They just hate the country Liberia. Because if you're some rational person, you would think, say, "Wait a minute, why my country going the other way? The other country around or going the other way?"
Going further,
If you want to go the other way, you not sit and start thinking about people who want to destroy Liberia. They get people that just hate Liberia completely. And that was it, by fire, by force, will force Mr. Cummings on them. They like it, they don't like it. Me, I will make force with Mr. Cummings too when he go the other way around. I will not relent.
The bottom line is here.
That's the truth. Yeah. So you flow, Linford.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the conversation. Like I said, the ears that have, or the ears that are willing will hear. The eyes that are willing to see will see. Because nothing strange to Liberian. All these things we're talking, Andre, let's be frank. It's not strange to Liberians. Liberians know that they're suffering. Should somebody remind you that you went to bed, you woke up hungry this morning and you go to bed hungry? Nobody needs to remind you that. Nobody needs to remind you that over 30 years ago, you've been voting for the same people and you were living so anywhere in one same round house. They put you outside the last time you and your children. You went, one neighbor took you in, and then now you're living in another same round house. But you come in to vote for the same people who you used to see down there, but You made them to be who they are, and the way up there, and you stay down there. Nobody needs
Yes.
to remind you. Open your eyes, Liberian. See and hear. They want by simple.
I
We'll
know,
hold them
eh?
here. Yeah.
Liberian
It's a
people that
act of vision for the
kill
country.
being, they can feel.
Yeah. They something like that. Like they don't have feeling. They can feel it, but in
I
general,
think it's the demonic, Liberia is filled of demonic cults. These
my
people
sister,
prey
my
on the
sister, let me tell
innocence
you,
of the nation.
if you won't get witchcraft chain, it can't catch you. I will tell you that. You won't get witchcraft chain, it can't. Yeah, you gotta get
And
witchcraft chain
therefore,
before
we
it catch
are
you.
Christian, but the Bible say God Himself said that He gave the devil power, but
You
it
get
left the
power,
team
but
to
you gotta
rebuke
allow
them.
that power to come. Even
Yes,
Christianity, if you go to church, you gotta allow the Holy Spirit to take over you. For it take over
to
you,
take over you. That one
or else
is
you
true.
yesterday be like that. They will not take over you. No, we
But
got
these
our video
people
to
are
play.
demonic. It's not ordinary because they
Yeah,
have
so what
clicked
about all the
themselves.
other presidents that came? All the other presidents that then come in and go in, they all demonic.
But
It's
if
just
they
that
learn
you
from
get bad leadership. Simple, bad leadership.
they learn from the past evil deeds. That's what have been happening. Everything they learn, they repeat. It's a repeating of the same old bad system, and that's what been coming on, coming on, coming. That's why the American people are still saying that what you people have been doing like this is still continue. We are
Okay.
not seeing no change.
So let's see if we can play our video. The videos we'll talk
But
online,
before
boy.
you play the video, I just want to make a little announcement or go
that
into it.
sucks and drains the health
No
out of
way.
something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society. We all lose when corruption is rampant. Those who participate in corruption have chosen evil over good, lies over truth, and personal gain over well-being of all. To be corrupt means to be rotten. When meat is corrupt, it's rotten and it stinks. Rotten meat can't be eaten. When a person is corrupt, he's rotten and unfit for a place in the community. A corrupt person should be jailed in order to protect society from the vile deeds of the corrupt person. Government should be protecting us from the foul results of corruption instead of being the proponents and participants in corruption. When corruption is systemic, when it's a culture and a way of life, when corruption thrives, it destroys the health of the community and nation. Now, let me tell you something. Defeating corruption is a very difficult thing. The love of money is the root of all evil, the Bible says. People who love money will do almost anything to get it. Those who choose to stand up against corruption, you need to know that we're going to be involved in a war. We will be threatened, vilified, intimidated, marginalized, and ridiculed. These kind of people who stand up against corruption will often feel alone, as if they are the problem instead of the solution. Corruption can only be defeated when enough people have had enough and decide to do something about it. Africa needs to raise up a new generation of corrupt-free young people who together and in support of one another build a beautiful new corrupt-free Africa. We need a new generation of young people to fill the places of leadership who think differently and are motivated not by greed, but a genuine sense of servanthood to the people of our community. The church exists to call the nation back to righteousness. We are here to lift the standard of good that God requires for prosperity and health to flourish across the land. The Bible says, "Woe to those who acquit the guilty for a bribe, but deny justice to the innocent. Therefore, as tongues of fire lick up straw, and as dry grass sinks down in the flames, so their roots will decay and their flowers blow away like dust, for they have rejected the law of the Lord Almighty." We all need to be reminded that from time to time, God has created everything. Therefore, he owns everything. He is the final authority over everything, and he has the right to determine how everything should be managed and used. We own nothing. What we have, we only manage on God's behalf. We need to be reminded that God, the righteous judge, requires every one of us on a day he is appointed to stand before him and to give an account for what we did with his property, with the positions and the people that he entrusted into our hands. God, the righteous judge, will act and decide justly. He will not forever allow the corrupt to thrive and dominate the poor by their evil and corruption. The most important message that I can give you today in this anti-corruption week is this: never pay a bribe and never demand one. The way to kill corruption is for all of us to just say no.
Thank you.
Yes, that's it. Let's say welcome to Sis Yasini, and I know you you've been there and writing and
Hi, sis. Yeah, good to see you. You mute there.
Okay, I'm going to pull over quickly and talk to you because I don't want the noise to disturb. I was in class and we're trying to focus on the case and then write at the same time. So, Entre, you did a good job trying to interpret what I was trying to say. I will fix that later. But let me pull over really quickly and talk. I love this video. I played this video. It's on my page. I play it more than 3 times and it's on my page about corruption. If you listen, he said to the people, corruption is stealing. That's what I can say. You're telling Liberian people. The people that will come to your country when your leadership is corrupt, there will be people who are there to cut deal, to steal from you. They instead don't have good intentions. And I think we all have amplified that. When your country is like the way Liberia is, no reputable organization will want to come to your country and invest in your country. Those that are coming there, they are coming for the bottom line. That's it. Yeah. They're coming to line their pockets. And then they will line the pockets of your lawmakers. You talk about Karis Green, I heard that. Now, that speech today, if you also look on my word, you will find out that I think a month or so ago, I'm calling it, and not the man calling. Jefferson Koji said The last 3 years they've been giving him money. Remember, at one point he was diverting $50,000 a month to his own account. When the
Yeah.
people came in, you remember that?
Yeah.
Now, I would have thought the essence of bringing, like when people say young people, bringing a young person, that person will innovate.
Yeah.
But because somebody is young does not mean they're visionary or they're vision driver. Number one, you did not give this boy foundation. He's not educated. He cannot read what at 4th grade level. Okay. All he's ever done is sing battle cry. That's all he knows how to do.
Yeah.
You reward him with the financial capital of the country. Now you're trying to reward him to discredit the University of Liberia or break it down. It's already breaking down. The structure wise, I'm talking about the physical structure wise, is already breaking down. Then you want to break down its prestige. And people, I hear people saying, oh, Snow did it. Oh, Joe did it. We didn't know better then. Now that we know better, when you know better, you do better. It is the Liberian people's responsibility to hold these people accountable, to stand up. But if you listen to this man, Ambassador McCarthy, he lived in Africa as a Peace Corps for more than 2 years. He remembers how what people used to clean up in the morning, throw away their day, clean their surrounding for some reason, okay, and for safety reason, to be able to live in cleanliness.
Yeah.
He remembered that. He also amplified annually the USAID gave over 79 million. Let me run it up to the nearest. 80 million. He didn't say for the government though, because they will be dancing. Oh, the people love they have been giving that money from the day music into Liberia.
Yeah.
They don't do it for the person that's in government. They do it. Lincoln said patriotism is supporting your country at all times and supporting your government when it deserves it. Linford, let me come here, African. Let me say to you, when you said about Bwaka, Bwaka is my papi, but I like to speak the truth to my family people. Okay? Bwaka may have the capacity. He does not have the ability. He don't have the mentor ability. He does not have the physical ability. I know I will be cursed, but that is the fact. I am 52 years old. Now I write and call my daughter to help me out. I could recite a phone number, 9 digits. The second time it will stay in my head. Today I have to write it in my book. I have an address book that I travel with. All right? My keys will be in my hand, and I will be fussing with my children with it, and it's in my hand. They will laugh at me and say, Mommy, but it's in your hand. When it used to happen to my mother, I will laugh. It's happening to me now.
Yeah.
When you get to a certain age, I don't care how you train the brain. Okay? It succumbs. If we are a nation that believes in biblical or religious principle and all, the Bible says, once a man, twice a child.
That's right.
So we return to what we can. You know how we learn how to open our eyes? We fought to talk. We learn how to sit up, how to crawl, how to walk. We return to those places.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if you look at what that man wrote, and when he said the leadership of Monrovia, because he went around and gave instances, they've been doing their own research.
Yeah.
If you remember, I was threatening to be killed. My name is on. In fact, I have to put surveillance around my house in America. The good thing is, I live in a community. There's only one way out. All right. And it's sad for me to live like that. You see me that way. You don't see me post my. If you see my children picture, the pictures I put, they're all pictures. You will not even recognize what they look like now.
Yeah.
You don't see me. Yes. If you see my husband picture on Facebook, they're more than 10 years ago, because we were not into this kind of politics where people want to murder people because you spoke the truth, right? The man said, they asked him and said he was disappointed when you heard the city manager says that what do you call it? They're not getting money that they've been getting money for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I says to you? They're not ready for change. They're not ready to build a nation.
Yeah.
And that video,
Lying.
let me ask your bottom line, and let me say to all of the people that support you need to inbox all of them before you come on. At minimum, let them come on and share once, even if they leave. Okay?
Yeah.
Somebody will watch it later. You play that video. That video is important for people to understand. And I hope you guys can try to get on the air in Liberia. Let the Liberian people hear that their money, the money that the U.S. government sending to them, that their money. And Entry, thank you for Wilhelmina. That Wilhelmina Jala have murdered so many women.
Yeah.
In fact, for her confirmation, some of the family people that she murdered in her clinic with no repercussion and no remorse. Okay?
No
Because
justice.
Liberia
She
has no
very
liability.
rude. She
Yes.
very rude and disrespectful.
Those
Sister.
people went to court, they refused. We have refused, just as when we have when they got what your name, Justice, who is now called Justice what your name? Topa? No, not Topa. I know his name. The one that took over after that Justice died.
Justice Kaba.
No, not Kaba. Kaba went after Kabina.
Justice Nangbe. Justice Nangbe.
Justice Nangbe. You see, I see these people, Serena Stiefel. The country is corrupt. What they're doing, like they're doing to Mr. Cummings. You know, hopefully Cummings is not feeling alone. Hopefully all of us can rise up, stand up with him. Because the men say, when you fighting the system, the rotten system, the bad system, people will look at you as the troublemaker. But it's time for good people to rise up. We must rise up and stand up with him. That nonsense. How in hell? I'm the one who's saying it. Okay? Like people who cause myself will start doing my own small causing now the way other people can cause. but yes. Because right here, if you're causing right now, you will have 500 people watching you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's you. How in hell that a man, a character that Benin that Yure, who has looted our nation, who have killed our people, are saying it. Okay? I'm not alleging. Because you know what? In the presence of my uncle, when Ganta was attacked and it was being brain down, my family people died there. My uncle was the speaker of the house that time. He went to Taylor and said, Nimba is under attack. They're burning down the city. Our people are being killed. He told Taylor, that man used to hang out with Taylor. He told Taylor, the arm and ammunition we have is to protect Monrovia. From my mouth also to Councillor Gonklo mouth. Councillor Gonklo saw, according to that video, that day he was going to die because Yure had guns, Kugo Dennis had gun, and he called the names.
Jotit.
And he said his spirit left him. Okay? So we know their story. Now Prince Johnson is going to Nimaganda and telling the people when I was fighting for you, I was 40 years old. When you vote for Gonklo, he said the first thing he will do, he will bring war and economic crime school. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Gonklo. Gonklo understand will come. Let's get to what we need to. But that nonsense that happening in Liberia, corruption. How in hell that a man like you will be taken seriously to go to court and not even court for something that somebody did? There's no injury to the state. The man didn't murder nobody. The man didn't rape a child. The man didn't burn down property. He didn't do nothing. And those property, the only guilt is he was associated with these people. Okay? Even for old man Bwaka to go on BBC, Bwaka of all people, if you remember, Bwaka's first interview that he did, what did he say? Because you came to Liberia and people see you, then you think now you know our people. That tribal, divisive, being tribalistic, being sectionalistic, me, you know, I say it. I got a video and I will play it. But until I brought out the video tape where he was calling Alexander Cummings at the time, he was CEO of Coca-Cola. Because when he used to come here, that man will send people to receive him. All his connection will come and support him. Okay? So it's about the glory. When somebody's in position, then you know them. Then I caught the tip where he said, well, my friend and brother, Alexander Cummings. Then he went back now to come say, oh, Me and Cummings were friends. We go way back, but he didn't know he went to school with him. He didn't know whenever he came to Georgia, he brought all of his connection to meet with him. He brought in a security for him to protect him. He didn't know that. So that's the corruption we're talking about. When you wishy-washy, Papa Bouaka needs to go sit down. Okay? But
sit down. We're giving you bench to sit on, JMB. Give the young blood and chance.
Then the young people, because of tribalism, I saw one of my sisters, I will call her name. I got her screenshot. Hawan Numa. That's somebody that I respected. That woman was on there insulting Mr. Cummings, insulting Liberian people for JMB. Okay.
But since you're sitting, let me get who you read there. A lot of young people do not know the history of the Unity Party. The Unity Party was formed by Edward Bian Kessley, and that was way back in the 80s. I think 85 election they took part. Now, when did the Unity Party ever win election from 1985 all the way until 2005? Because of tribalistic activities, that party have that party have been kept as a tribal team. See, so they are not being. If Ellen Johnson had not come, okay, to lift the spirit of that party to carry to election, they will not win election. Because
but the funny thing is though, Bouaka was never an original member. In fact, we're not even a member of United Party.
He's from the NDPL.
Yes, he was not a member of that party.
So he came and hijacked the People Party.
No, that Ellen brought him. Ellen brought him.
I'm going to give you some story here. Yeah. I'm going to give you this story. And this story has been told many times in Liberia, but people seem not to get it. They left Ekura Poto in 1985 before the election. Samuel Doe, the President Doe, wanted to pick Omer Bouaka as his running mate. Kekula Poto told him, he said, no, you can't pick this man because he was not born in Liberia, born in Sierra Leone.
That's true.
So George, at the time of presidential affairs minister, he still left him. They did not pick him. That's how they went for Harry Moba. Yeah. So this guy, he actually a Sierra Leonean by birth. Yeah. That is the truth. If in Liberia, the name Bouaka is always the first name, it's not the last name.
So what the Liberian people can do now is to ask Joseph Bouaka to bring his birth certificate and prove himself.
Let's say this. The man has already been a vice president.
He's not president.
President has been set.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I can't authentic. I'm sorry, guys. I have a surgery done on my mouth, so my words don't come out correctly. So I just want you to take time for it to heal.
We know you are eloquent.
Okay, I can't authenticate his birthplace, but I know as a kid we heard that. That's why Doe could not carry him. And then the people must also understand that the party of Cassidy, the party of Model, and the party of Jackson Fiado of Nima Kante, the chicken on that UT flag, it come from that party. That's how come, because that's the only person that could defeat Doe at that time. Okay, so those three political parties came together. Okay, and then Emme Hammer sold it. So for people from Lofa Kante to think this is their personal property, okay, that's a problem. Or the people from UP think this is the personal property that it comes from a particular tribe. No, UP is a Liberian legacy party. All of us have been there. My uncles, my family have led that party. And in fact, the other day, I said something when the new course of officers were elected in Minnesota. One of their rude little boy in there with his face looked like they put it in the oven now, bump up, and I would deal with him. Erasmus, whatever his name is, he gave me my post. Who talked to you? In 2018, they asked me to be the chairman for the U.S. My brother, Dr. Emmanuel Dolo, who was the highest of the highs in UP, told me, don't bother, don't even go there. I don't blame them. I blame Alexander Cummings. You know why? He resuscitated them. He was the paramedic. You put
Yeah.
these people were in CPP. They didn't pay their dues up to now. But the thing that the people running up and down and be like, oh, the person won't be this. Liability. That's the same corruption. You come to a party, a club that is a membership club that dues are required. If you don't pay your dues, automatically you are not a member.
Yeah.
You do not have decision-making ability. You are out.
Yeah.
So it speaks to our mind, well, the kind of mind we are cultivated as Liberians. As Liberians, we are cultivated the mindset of dependency, entitlement. And that's why Ambassador McCarthy is saying to our leadership. Now, that tip that you play, it also speaks to, it charges us, the Paul, the Afrikaner, the Hendrik, and all Liberians to take a stand and stand up against. That's the only way we can change our nation. You see, most of those African countries have been taken over by Chinese because we say, oh, the people building a nation. They're not building it for you. They're building it for themselves. Because you borrow the money, you build it, you can't pay for it. You do resource swap. You people become slaves. Okay? Go to Gambia, go to those places. Even Kenya, go find how much those people owe the Chinese government. And we have, listen, this is my last thing I'm going to say. In any place of the matter, to develop a nation, you need 3 things, and maybe 4. You need raw material. We got natural resources, the raw material. You need human capital. And that human capital, you must train them to create a skill set that is needed. Okay? And you need to have the vision to process that. We build New York. We build France. We build Dubai. The iron that is used to build to hash skyscraper, they come from us. To light up the cell phone, the what do you call it? The mineral that is needed for it is from Africa. The rubber that we use to make the best tire in the world it comes from Liberia. We have fishery that can supply the whole of the world if we were investing in it. But the thing is, we get leaders that are short-sighted than us. But let me tell you something. I don't feel sorry for our people because people didn't see themselves in their leader. All right? When my brother was appointed youth leader, youth advisor, a lot of people got on Facebook. Oh, he's not a youth. Oh, he's not a youth. I went one day and told them, do you think the pediatrician is a child? You want somebody who understands the mindset of the youth. The man had PhD. He was a psychologist. He was also an economist. He was also a pastor that would be able to counsel those people and treat them to know where a teenager can treat them. You think another teenager is a youth. That's a peer. We're not looking for a peer leader. We were looking for a youth advisor. We're not looking for a tribal person. We're looking for a leader with a vision in Liberia to change in the direction. 174 years of failure. Baka is a part of that. That's my first time saying this. And because I'm tired. In the coming days, he may not have led to be the number 1. But guess what? He didn't resign either. He didn't leave. He didn't condemn it.
The man was not the
spoken.
president, but he had authority in the House of Senate or the other branch of government where he could make decisions. He sat there and oversaw concessions that plunged the economy into hardship. And today, our people are still suffering. Take, for example, the ATM terminal concession. He had the power to say no to it because he was president of the Senate.
But Linford, a corrupt person is a corrupt person. These guys are all corrupt. I mean, that letter that the ambassador wrote, it's just tell they are corrupt. You can't turn it upside down and say they are corrupt. They better not Euro, they Boycao, they all of them, they are corrupt set of people. And that's what I keep saying for somebody I said we're forced coming on them. They like it, they don't like it, we're forcing on them.
Somebody challenge you here. Somebody challenge you should go to Liberia and force coming on them.
That's I'm telling him that he's a jurist, so we're forced coming on them.
But what you mean? You see, the people can talk like we have our land cut, or we don't have means of getting to Liberia. Some of us got investment in Liberia where our hard money. So I don't know.
I don't even worry about the people. When you get a Liberia, I see people who will be coming to you. They will be the first person to come. Oh, sister, they just got a bit more.
No, what happened here is on earth, somebody comes say, I've been blessed. I don't need salary. But because I am a Liberian, I up there with other people. I feel embarrassed being a Liberian. And these guys in Liberian scene, they just don't want change. But then when something happens, they run to Ghana for headache when they have headache. How are they thinking? All right, you don't want to come, it's fine. Taiwan is there. Dr. Cassette is there. There are other people that have not been tested. They have not stole anything from that country. Why are you keep changing jersey with the same old people? In this we-are-led government, all of them serve in every government. There's no change. They just took the yellow jersey.
Here is the irony, though.
Go on.
Here is the irony. Now, when their children get sick or they have problems, they need help, they post their local number and put cash out. Do they have cash out in Liberia? You don't like us. You despise us. Yeah. You call us foreigner now. You tell them to come to Liberia. But when your people die, you put cash out. When your children sick, you put cash out. When your children you want go for me or cash out. Mm-hmm. Do you have cash out in Liberia? It's the same people. You know why I call their mentality? Joseph's brothers. You know how Joseph's brother was going when Joseph said, I dreamed that we're going to do this, I was going to do that. Guess what? They tried to kill him. The other brother who was felt sorry for Joseph and said, you're just putting away and leaving there. The people, the animal, then we eat him. We don't want his blood on our hand. So that's what they did. But as God will have it, God had a plan.
Yeah.
God had a plan. So those people, I call them Joseph brothers. Those haters who sit in Liberia right now, you put a bus in the middle of Monrovia and give them and say anybody who can make it in the bus, we take them to America or to Europe. They will kill them man and pass them to get on that. When Liberian
you even got to carry a bus. You even got to carry a bus from Monrovia. See how many of them die in the desert? In the desert, they died there. Trying to get to Europe. Okay. And you got group of them.
Thank you.
Just talk about the fundraiser before you go.
I will go share.
Talk about the fundraiser before you go.
The fundraiser, you want to throw a little bit of light?
Okay. Yes. Some of you in Europe, or most of you in Europe, in Liberia, in America, our communication team is doing a fundraiser. It's a telethon for all month. Go on the wall, it's there. I will go get it and put it under this live feed. Make your little donation. Some of you who have been calling, we're not getting Mr. Cummings' message. We don't know what Mr. Cummings' message is. We need it on the air. Listen, it's only in Liberia that when you're running, you get to dish out all the money. But then the people anticipate that you will work for them. After you now go all over the place. In the developed world, the people pay people to run. They found good when the good people come after they've been vetted. We support them. So we hold them responsible or accountable. We don't let them give us money. So we donate to them. In that I can tell people, work hard to have Darius Dillon elected. Whether people, because some of the people who just coming on board when you thought they won't cuss you up, you were nowhere around.
Yeah.
You were nowhere around when I first put my name on the line to support Darius Dillon. So you won't come at me because I talk about that. Go sit down because your talk don't touch me. Go sit down. Go in the picture before he was made. I was there. So we supported him. We brought in our money. So I will hold him accountable that the only senator that I helped to get elected, okay, from the beginning. I mean, the other people in the second round, but I put everything into. So for us to get the message out to educate our people to make the right decision, we're not telling them who to vote for. We are putting the cards on the table and we're letting them know why they should vote, the reason and the importance of their vote, what their vote says. So if we tell them the constitutional right when why they vote, then they will be able to make logical decision or educated decision in the voting process. We want to be able to speak in different tribes. We want to be able to talk on radio station where you can call in and get explanation. We want to be able to talk about Alexander Cummings. So you can, today, 3 people inbox me. I'm going to tell them more about Alexander Cummings. I just send them video because I want to work. I can't do both. So we can take time and ask people to come on and explain what this man have done before now and what he can do in the future and who he is, and you get to know him so you can make the right decision. Yeah. We are taking donation all throughout the month. So we started on Sunday. Next week again we'll be live for the telethon, and we'll do it for this month. Then we'll wait for another 3 months or 2 months. Then we'll come back because the money needs to come. We need to keep on air. I want to say thank you for having me and let me talk about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Senor. Thank you so much. And this Ure guy that challenged me, I'm going to send him that video to change his mind to vote coming because we'll force coming on day. He like it or not, by force, by fire, they will get a message loud and clear. Liberia have to be changed. They change their freedom. Mr. Ure, sorry, y'all will get that change from people because we've been silent for long. Now it's time that y'all be told Liberia have to go to the other direction instead of going back. So
what is the full name of that Ure?
He using a pseudo name. I don't think it's his real name, but
I think it's a fake page. So don't be that
so
person.
that's one of those. Yeah. So I wouldn't bother with him.
I know some of the Ures. They are my very good friends.
I know the Ures are very close to them, but I'm telling them this guy is just a fake person. But these are the Joseph Barker people. These are the sedition. They don't want to hear the truth. They use part of the matter.
I don't bother with people like this because that is me when they're suffering. You know.
Yeah.
Say he made a comment. He go. It did definitely have few cents on it. You can.
But you know.
I want to clarify something. The people don't listen. They don't listen. They follow. They are followers. So when I use the word, we force this guy on them, not physically force, but it's the message.
We know.
That message is if you sit in Liberia today to go to JFK, you gotta pay registration fees. Before the doctor even look at you, you gotta pay $10.
Yeah.
If you don't pay, forget it, you're a dead person. But Cummings is saying no. Under my administration, or when I'm elected, when I'm privileged to lead, there'll be free primary health care. So if you get malaria, you get typhoid, you go to hospital or clinic, it should be free. When a woman is pregnant, it's free because a lot of women die in childbirth. It's free.
Today, let me tell you one thing. All of this wrangling, all of this noise that people making, for our people that's to pay. They can feel it. Some people, let me tell you, like man, they just when the guy see the young girl, and you know he want the girl, but you'll be doing a different. He can't say, but look at the girl, he said, but he like a girl, you know. So that all happening. The people seeing. I told you, whether you sedition, Mr. Cummings has said this before. Hunger does not have or does not know political party members. Sickness do no political party member. Death do no political party member. So sad to say, even some of the people whose body will be finding around the town, so some of them they were strong CDC supporters. Trust me.
So the reason why I'm saying that, Linfa, I'm not cutting you off. The reason why I'm saying that message have not reached so many people.
I know.
So they need to get a man. When I say by force, by fire, they will hear it. That the people you behind, they're not giving that option. And that option is you get a choice here to take. You want to send your child to school free, to send your child to hospital free.
Yeah.
Or you want to be where you are.
Let me leave one part. Or not say I'm not cutting you off. I already cutting you off. Paul, you know, before you compare something, you got to know it. You know what I mean? Eh?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, before you say, oh, Linfa and John, that John talk, you got to know Linfa Fred, or you got to know John. You see, all the thing we're talking, you talk about free hospital. our Liberian people had never seen free hospital before, so they don't even know that it exists. It's
I
a free
agree.
kindergarten.
That's why I said we're forcing on them. By
You know,
force,
so
by
they
fire.
don't know. They got no reference point.
No, some of us live and we still living. We saw the free hospital when I was kids. When I got sick, I went to GFK was free.
Yeah, I know. My first
They
time
don't
going
know,
to
so we
GFK
will
was
give them a
1982.
reference.
My first time going to GFK was 1982. I took operation free. But when I meet some of them do know, okay, take from 1990, the children are born 1990 until now. And that a group we're dealing with. That is strong force we're dealing with now. We're not dealing with people like you and myself, our age group. No.
So that's what I'm saying about fire by four. They will hear the message. So they're
So
hearing
they
that
hear it
message.
already.
No, they hear it. No. They hear it. They
They're
hear
hearing it. We must sensitize them by
Thank
fire.
you.
By force.
That sensitized, that's the one by fire, by force. You will hear a colo. You let
So your man Yure gone, you know, very gone.
but he'll
He
be
said you
back.
go to that bread, go for coming on there.
Well, I
I
like my man Yure. He's a GMB supporter, so I understand.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they support these people, they don't know them. Me, I know GMB. I know him well. And the thing is, I know him in and out. And all my childhood friends from Jonathan work with him. I used to want to hear a VP. I used to go in here off it left and right. I know him. But when you reach certain age, where George Global control you, no, sorry. It's not that. Like me, my son, I work all my life in IT. I won't do something. I call my 16-year-old boy to help me do it. To design app. Say, look, you need to design an app for me. It's not that I don't have that. You go on. When your time pass, it pass. You reach a level to just relax, you relax.
Oh, your man Yure say,
They say yell.
I like my man Yure. We got to meet and have a drink.
Wait. This year, let's call the case right here short. My man Yure, if you want to call it no more. But if you can't call it no more, just right here. Tell who is supporting. It's very simple, Yure.
The man in Yure supporting GMB. That's simple thing. So my man, we got to meet and have a drink.
The man get more. Don't talk for the man. Yure. Right here, right. If we get 1 minute, we'll sort of be closing now, but we'll get 1 minute. Tell who is supporting and what the person will do for you. Just right here. I bet Yure. No, let one part, Yure. If you tell me who is supporting and what that person has told you, that or told the library people that will make you to supporting. If you convince me and you read it, Yure, I will take the bet. I'll give you $20 right now. Oh, your man Yure, he tapping you. Wait, let's see what your man will say. But why we waiting for Yure?
The man supporting GMB, so that I'll meet Yure.
No, you know the reason why Yure will not write. You will not write who is supporting because the person is supporting her. That's anything concrete to the Liberian people. I bet you.
So I'm telling you, by fire, by force, they will hear the message.
But the main name alone have already shown to us.
The message should go.
My man
I come in there.
I'll be in Library too. We'll meet up.
But Yure, on a serious note, Yure, whether it's a real name, you know, we're all Liberians. And what we're doing here is to improve the life quality of our people. Let me tell you one thing. We're talking about hospital. These are the basic things that we should be looking at.
I'm telling you, man.
Any segment can kill people. Let me tell you, any segment, the thing we call Ebola, that the thing called what our people be having long time. But because they keep me in a different form, that's why I kill thousands of people every day in Africa. See? So we talk about good health care. Now, let me give you a story about myself. If you look on my stomach here, you'll see 7 punches. In Liberia, they will cut you, they will operate you. Here, they get borehole. 7 holes on my stomach. Why? I took 2 operations in 1 year. 2020, August 8. I took 1 operation. Then 2021, last year, August the 3rd, just 5 days short of 1 year. For all free. The taxi took me from my house. the first operation, Texas took me from my house to the hospital. After operation, 3 days in the hospital, Texas took me and brought me to my home. I'm paying 1 cent. The second operation, ambulance took me from here to the hospital. After operation, Texas brought me. We talking about 2.5 hour driving. Okay, the Texas bill went up to almost 1,000 something, which is around almost $200. Okay, can you imagine if I'm going to be paying? In Liberia, you don't have that. These are the things we're fighting for.
Yeah.
Where I work in the government system here, if we get a good system, I can make sure that I can talk to the government system. I work in the government. I'm in a political party here. We don't need anything like Liberia. We're talking for you. And somewhere you just talk. So this time I will be like Paul said, we'll force it on you. We'll explain to you. My 3 little kids, they don't need anything. The children get money when a woman pregnant up to 7 months. Government give you money for them. And they will receive money until they become 18. So when you go away from Liberia, we don't want anything. We're talking for you. I got my brothers and sisters. The same way.
So, I call the thing short.
Yeah,
They
don't understand.
Fire by force, and we'll do it the gospel way. Will be very civil.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you want to send your child, including yourself, when you suffer from malaria, typhoid, honor comments, you go to GFK, you go to Redemption Hospital free. You go to Benson Clinic or wherever
You
is
have a lot
free.
of ambulances all over the place. What is ambulance?
Because now graduation is going on now, right, in Liberia. After graduation, a month from now, it will be registration. Some people cannot even afford $60 to register.
Yeah.
Why is it that somebody in the modern age must pay $60 to register? So my brother Ure, that's what I'm telling you about fire by force. You choose the best person.
And
this guy said he don't need money. He need money. It just said we've been blessed of a Liberian who God gave him knowledge and he excelled up there. Being on Liberia, that man can sit down anywhere with the money he gets. His money is endless. What should he talk about Liberia?
Paul, let me just ask more thing. Our time is actually we should be going, but let me just tell our guys something. Ure, and not only Ure, but Ure will use it as a point because you are with us here, and all of you that are with us. You see, the white men. There is something about white men that we do know. In Liberia, we always say Liberia men who know you. You want to work, that who know you. In that Liberia who can do it the opposite way, but white men can do who know you more than anybody. What do I mean? I live nowhere. I speak the language. I know the culture. Now, if any big Norwegian company go to Liberia, they employ people. And I say, okay, I want to go Africa now. I leave from here and go to Liberia. Where the people know I know that culture, I know the work system and the work ethic, I know everything. Okay, I understand that language. They know me. You think they'll leave me and go employ one Yagbalo who came from way Bongonima, who they know? No, they will first give me preference. So white men will deal with who they know. Mr. Cummings has worked in the international community for long. He has worked with PP communities. Okay, and these communities, Mr. Cummings can easily attract companies to these are simple things. Okay, you go bring one man who have been in government for 40 years, but he get no contact outside when he can't take the donkey donut, you go eat donut before they call your hair. That he start people holding hair, walking around. No, women do operate like that. Women will deal with who they know. Let me tell you. Women will deal with who they know.
Linfa, they'll just make it simple. What I would tell my good friend here, I seem to love this guy. I like his comment. I love him. The way, the energy I really like it. But what we're seeing here is, look, let's be focused. Let's be civil. Let's look at the reality. If those who are the front runners get and lay out their platform,
yes,
and let's pick the best out of the platform. I follow the other people platform.
Yeah, but the thing is, you and I are suggesting this. Okay, we are suggesting this. But our voters, who's supposed to be demand, we can only suggest, but the voters should be the one to demand. You understand what I mean?
Exactly, but they don't know. That's why when I use the word by fire, by force, this is the direction you need to be thinking. This is how you should go about things. So I know the United Party have the thing about sanitation in how the place is filthy. That's what they're running on. That's the platform, and agriculture and tourism. That's the three things they're running on.
Yeah, the public study agriculture now.
Yeah, so the other main platform he's telling you, they just simple bread and butter issue. In the 21st century, why is it that people are denied health care if you say you die for simple thing? Why? Then you get the lawmakers run $45,000 car. It's only in Liberia and they're getting $7,000 plus salary. The policeman and the senator representative go to work only twice a week. They don't even visit the people that elect them. And then you buy their car. So why waste money? Mr. Cummings is saying that's wasteful spending. That money that you take $40,000 to buy somebody's car, let it go into education. Yeah,
Then you get a gas slave.
Yeah, educate people. Let be healthy. It's not bad.
You buy $40,000 car, you get gas slave, you buy, you pay everything for him.
It's not bad that your child go to school free. You don't have to worry about registration fees. That breading is off you. We stop Darrell's data from running $40,000 car. That money go to education, it go to school. That's not a bad thing. So by fire, by force, they will hear the message. They like it, they don't like it, they will hear it. And that is the message that going.
Let's wrap this thing on. Like I said, the ears that will hear, the eyes that will see. And your man Bago, you say he not using US dollar. He making €125 every day, and he work for.
But then he's not in Liberia.
He's not in Liberia.
They don't use Liberia dollars. They don't use euro.
You see, he's not in Liberia. Then we're talking for Liberia, and he know the system he work on or he lives in is better than Liberia, and he knows the difference. So, but he behaving like he don't know. So, my man, you better join us in this message. Well, on this note, Paul, I don't know, you got any announcement about any event coming up?
Well, the thing is, I was trying to get my good friend Vani Saki, who is a big GMB supporter, so me and he can have a debate on bottom line.
Okay.
And then he tell me his vision of GMB, and then I lay out the vision of Mr. Cummings so we can have that debate. So I engage him, and he's still dragging his feet to reply to my message. So I'm trying to get him over. Because the fact is, this is when I say by fire, by force, is the debate now to lay out what we have and what they have. Let's see. Let's
compare notes.
Yes. At the end of the day, we both in the opposition. We both in the opposition. No matter what they like, they don't like it, we're all in the opposition. If we want the good of Liberia, we all need to look at what's best for Liberia at this time. We can't be sitting down and say, oh, Ghana learn from all, Nigeria learn from all, and then we behind them. For Christ's sake, Liberia should wake up.
But
Anthony Senior, you know, the one who was minister Honor Ellen, she now been, she got a high position at IMF. Liberians not stupid people. Well-learned people. Why are we struggling? Why are we suffering? That's the question.
The wake-up call is coming now. Yeah. It's coming from you, it's coming from me, it's coming from Andre, it's coming from everybody. But the main one is coming from the people who look up to, the Americans, that the people can remind us of our own power that we have in our hand. That you get a power, use it. That the money that government is using, that the government officials are taking and using for themselves is for us. We should do something about it. That's what the people are telling us. But let's say a big thank you to you, Paul, and to me also, to Andre. You know, it's just a
audience. I mean, and for all the contributors, to all of them who have done well, keep following us. We the platform is here. We want the good out of Liberia. It's about Mama Liberia. You cannot receive letter from the embassy like that telling you, say, look, you need to wake up. And we sit in and say, oh, because I love a particular person, the person that in power Me and his sat in London here, we ate from a bowl soup. That's somebody I know. I could have been on that side. But Mama Liberia first. And that's the whole thing. And people need to understand this.
Yeah, very good. That you said people need to understand. But just before we leave, let me say this one too. You know, the letter or the press release from the embassy, it was talking to the government officials.
They said no.
We were only exposing them.
Hold on. This today is JJ Rao birthday. So the thing is today.
Today they are releasing that statement.
So that means they're talking to my brother, my friend, the president today. They're talking to Darren Dillon, Joel Howard today. They're talking to them. Now, not adding that today they're talking to them.
They also talking. They're talking to the government officials, but in a way, for me, I will not say they're talking to them. I can say they're exposing them. But who they talking to? Who they talking? They're talking to we the citizens.
The people of Liberia.
If you do not rise up, if you do not do anything, they're not talking about rising to go do a fall and no. But take action. At the ballot box right now, decide who I'll vote for. Who can deliver?
So that's what I said, by fire, by force. The best person in the race.
The international community, they looking at it and say, oh, but wait now, these people who fighting for, we wasting our resources behind, they didn't care for themselves, they still going to vote for the same old people. So that the people will stop supporting Liberia. And who will cash out on that? You, the government official, you voting for any small money that they find, they divide among themselves. Continue for the money got missing.
And then instead of giving funds to Liberia, it will come a stage where they rather give those funds to another serious country that
of course, that's what they're doing. Paul said earlier on, Liberia and Ghana go bare for money. They will give Ghana big money and Sierra Leone big money and give Liberia small money because they know the money not coming to the people. That's what they're doing at this. But
so personal greed.
Time will come, they're going to stop because they know that we are not.
You see what's going to happen now as the Americans have started to talk, and this is what we have been on Facebook calling on the government of America, the international parties to, because we depend solely on them for everything. So we have been calling on them to take action because we cannot continue to see these people in government being corrupt, and then you have the same international community that we all know we are in the West that do not accept corruption will be giving funds to these same corrupt people. So before we reach to the year 2023 for election, there are a lot of things that are going to be done. And for the record, if President Weah know what is good for him, start packing your load because it is over for you. It's game over for you. And tell your so-called Shrek. How my niece used to call Shrek. Inte I come in look at Shrek. she the one that made me to know about Shrek movie. Tell your so-called Solicitor General, who is Shrek, aka Shrek, to step down from Cummings case. You leave Cummings alone. You can't do anything.
Right.
Let us compete. The international community, they are watching you people, and their attention is on that case keenly. Any mistake, you will see a press statement from them again. And they are not this election that is coming is very important to them. It is important to them as well as it's important to Liberia. If Liberia will move forward, it is this decision that they will make to elect the right leader. If Liberia will go 50 years backward, it is the decision that they will make in 2011, and they will not allow Liberian people to make any kind of nonsense decision, because at the end of the day, they have to spend their resources again to put them on the right track. They cannot continue doing this over and over 100 years. You cannot be independent. After you have already gained your independence, you cannot be independent. You stay begging. So they will make a decision for them.
That's good. Thank you. And there's an announcement over there for the donation for the fundraiser for ANC communication team at the event. Says has now put the link up. So those in Europe, anywhere that the ongoing fundraiser is for a month.
Look at the see them that who writing like the link for that Euro, the Euro person. There is no case witchcraft.
It's all right. The Euro is a
it's
good
all right.
person.
That except what people say. The thing is, you cannot go in anybody here and change what they thinking. Yeah. So except what people say,
What water can do to rock? What water can do to rock? You're
but I think in this case, the person is talking in favor of you supporting what you are saying, trying to say what you're saying. There is no case that you have witchcraft. I think that's what the person actually means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So on our note, I'm here. I'm going to be in Liberia. I'm going to have a beer with the Euros and tell them, say, look, it's time your jet buckle up.
Put me on your flight now. Came in Liberia.
We're in the 21st century now. I will say something before I leave. A lot of us sat back for many years, very quiet, because we didn't have the Liberian thing. That Liberian thing. But as the kids grow and they want to know their mother country, this is the situation that we face with. That you want to introduce the children to Liberia. Ghana, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, the kids leave from here with a British passport. They need visa. They all go home. But our case is not that situation they face with. So my own good friend that's sitting there, we thought he was the one that would bring that kind of change. But since he disappointed some of us, so now we see another person that we think will. Somebody said something to me in Liberia recently. They said the Mola had a vision that there will be a Southeasterner or celebrity that will take over, but he will fail. There will be another Southeasterner that will come, that will redeem him. So this is George Weah failure and Cummings redeeming him.
Yeah.
That's the note I just want to end with. So by fire, by force, will force Cummings on Liberia. They don't like it.
Cummings is gonna be, let me be on record today. Cummings is gonna be the next president of the Republic of Liberia from 2023.
What I want the government to do, I wanted to put Cummings in jail. That's the reason why I wanted to do this.
They ain't got that power.
Wait. Listen to this.
They can't even make it.
I wanted to do it because what happened? That would be 110 president for George Weah. I'm telling you.
But the one said George Weah is doing is irritating.
No, it's already got all the registration. But something I'm trying to say here.
Let me tell
in
you
the 1980s, Hillary Topper then went to jail because they stood for change. When they came from prison, they were heroes. I want the government to lock Cummings up. I just pray you didn't do that. Because if you just there 1 week,
they were not. And I will tell you one reason. If it was post-election, let's say they get high election like this year, and this case come up, you see Mr. Cummings will go to jail. But
wait a minute, S-Track want to put him to jail, say get all
forget about
I
that.
can't pray, he do it. That would make him make that government 110 president. I'm telling you.
That's not going to work.
Okay. On that note.
Trust me. I tell you. Trust me, they're not going to do it. Well, on this note, we let you say thank you very much for coming. Andre, it was good that you made it. I know how hectic it is, but at least you're always there to come. And Paul, I will always give you your flower before anything. Your flower is Paul is always pushing. But man,
before you gave my flower, all my Loma brothers, my buddy family from Charlottetown, the Hawaii human, they all because they are strong supporter. Everybody vests with me, all my besties they vest with me. So that force by fire, we putting it on them, they will hear a kolo. They don't like it, they like it, they will sleep, they wake up, they will listen to it. So
But when I went
now
wherever, the thing will happen. So the people
they
can
were
see. I
happy.
told you,
So
the people
I
can
was
feel. They can hear. So nothing much to worry about. But our time is really, really rare. I think this is the longest show we have ever
yes,
had.
the longest time. It
Yeah,
was
but
a good conversation.
it's worth it. It's worth it. This press release. I want us to go home, Paul, Antri. We go home, we read it, we digest it, and then make our own little notes again, and come back and take it from a different angle.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, look at it from different angle and compare it to the events that are happening in Liberia, and that's going to be on Friday. That will be one of the things, the first thing on our table for Friday.
Yes, this is the bottom line. We're gonna go deep and deeper.
And so we can let the people know, the Liberian people know.
But definitely, that message, we are government is seeing a serious mess. I thought the last time we talked about the money that they were jumping around saying the U.S. government gave them, I thought then they are trapped for them. They've been eating corruption money, but they won't be the last. Okay, guys, everybody is
wasting your money, so we'll force comments on the people. But
I let parable business, but me, I let leave my parable. They say the thing that's me in go more, you can run stomach. That money spin and more, you run that stomach. So like that way.
And leave for that same parable that the Freetown people get away, they can talk and say, waiting sweet goats, now they run in belly.
That's a same parable.
Waiting sweet goat, now they run in belly. That means the thing like a sweet goat, I can run a stomach.
That's what will happen today. They can eat, but one day that stomach will run. Thanks a lot, guys, and I hope to see you guys.
On Friday, we'll try to find a guest for Friday. I will speak to somebody on Friday, but we'll make that announcement before Friday. We'll have a guest.
Let's hope so.
And we just want to tell our audience it was great having them on this program. We
share the video.
We free, we open. If they want to come on, we welcome. I'm trying to bring.
We could find a way to get a diplomat on our show.
No, I want no diplomat because against sporting. I want George Lobo to come. Let's debate the issue because he always talks numbers.
George Lobo on it. Oh my!
This is what make it bottom line. I'm bringing a unity party.
George Lobo, when you come on the bottom line show, I will crucify you right here. It will be the end for Jim.
I'm trying to get them to come on the show. We have.
He will not come. Once in Turkey, he will not come.
The fact is that we're going to force comments on them by fire, by force. We'll bring them. If I get a chance to even get Eugene Fak on the show, we'll have them. We'll talk. Let's have a
That's smart to you.
That's the whole thing. To make it so them know. If we can even get Mr. Ure on the thing to come and we'll have a debate, that's fine. They will all have an open mind.
No, I will not sit with
let's wrap it up. Those are our plans. Let's wrap it up and work towards our plan of bringing our guests here. So let me throw the challenge, or let each of us go and scout out there and find who we can bring. I mean, it doesn't have to be people of high caliber political significance. It can be anybody who is politically active, who understands the topic. And so we can do the discussions here and let the people learn from us, our viewers. It's very important. If one viewer comes, he will take a message to one person, another person, and then we are getting across the line. Thanks a lot. And this is how we like to say goodbye. And we hope to see you again, our viewers, on Friday at 8 o'clock Central European time. That's 7 o'clock Liberian time.
It's 2 p.m. I think Eastern Standard Time in the US, around 2 or 3 p.m.
So thanks a lot, and let's leave you with Mr. Alexander Cummings.
My name is Alexander Cummings, and I want to work with honest men and women to change Liberia for the better. I want to open the doors of governance to all capable persons. I want to use the collective brain power of all of our men and women. I want to build a nation of self-sufficiency. I want to build an environment that thrives on and promotes a vibrant Liberian private sector. I want to ensure that we are a nation where education is key in all of our national development priorities. I want to create and nurture a development agenda that ensures our young people have jobs when they graduate from school. I want to create an environment where our women have access to equal opportunities in every aspect of our society. I want to promote a system that uses our country's natural resources for the benefit of all. I want to see our country flourish beyond our wildest imagination. We are capable of doing it if we work together. We may not all agree all of the time, but we can set aside our differences and work towards charting a new course without the infighting, backbiting, and backstabbing. Whether you're a member of the ANC, ALP, LP, or UP, we must channel our support for individual candidates into championing our collective objective, defeating the Weah administration in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections, and ushering in a governance more prepared, more capable, more experienced, more skilled, and more honest men and women. With your help, we can move Liberia to being a better country. I thank you. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Andre?